going on, guys? So today I am going to be starting a series of reviews on my channel that are about my favorite modern day director, Christopher Nolan. And today I am going to talk about his first big break blockbuster pick, Memento. Memento is directed by Christopher Nolan. It's written by Christopher Nolan as well as his brother Jonathan Nolan, and stars Guy Pearce, Carrie-Anne Moss, and Joe Pantoliano. It's the story about a man named Leonard Shelby who has a neurological disorder where he can't create new memories. And in the process of this, he is trying to find out who killed his wife. Imagine this in your head. Someone who can't make new memories, someone who has trouble with anyone, where if he would be talking to someone for like 5 to 10 minutes, he wouldn't know what would be going on, who we'd be talking to. And his specialty, which I don't know if you guys can see the cover of this, but what he does to himself is he puts tattoos on his body and he writes all important notes on his body. And I'll show you a pic of that. But he puts tattoos and writings all over his body in order to basically be able to understand everything that has been said to him or take notes about any sort of importance that could help lead him to his wife's killer. He has no idea who his friends are, who his enemies are. He really has no clue. He's really on his own, and that's one of the most powerful things that this film can do. And it has, in my opinion, to be the strongest narrative ever in a film, because you're always as perplexed as he is. You are like always wondering, where is he, who's he with, or what's he doing in that instance. The way that the movie is shot in a way that you really just wouldn't expect it to. It's shot in black and white and in color. And as you can tell, if you haven't already noticed, this video is being shot in monochrome, which is basically black and white, but contemporary. The black and white scenes, they're in the correct chronological order, whereas the color sequences are all in reverse chronological order, giving you that sort of wonder, that sense of true perplexity about the character. But it's incredible because you get to see him evolving while de-evolving as it goes on, and you're just wondering when it's gonna smack and then just combine and then cut into color again. The narrator basically is your guide. He's when Leonard is basically narrating, he's really telling you what's going on, and with all the even bigger details, you have to put the pieces together yourself. He's able to take a premise that could have been bland, it could have been terrible. He's able to take a premise, he's able to create this world of just wonderment. You always are asking questions, and this could quite possibly be the only film, or one of the only films, where I've actually ever taken notes down as he keeps going, so that I can be able to understand what's going to happen later on, while at the same time I try and take notes of like little details that I could have seen, especially with multiple viewings, because this film, in my opinion, takes multiple viewings to really understand the truth. It's not like any random film where you just like try to know the characters and then they have incredible development. The movie really does pitch you into the mind of one singular person who can't make new memories. Therefore, the neurological disorder kind of feels like you're with him too. It's like you don't understand it either. And that's the power, the beauty of the writing in this film. The writing is by far one of the best scripts ever written, and I've actually taken the liberty of reading the script online, and it's beautiful. This story is anything but linear. I'm going to talk about the supporting cast because I've already talked about Leonard's character, and Guy Pearce sells in this movie. He's incredibly believable. Carrie-Anne Moss, most known for playing Trinity, and in my opinion, really only known as playing Trinity in the Matrix movies. I think she is a very good actress, and I think that she is very underrated and very overlooked when it comes to basically making another movie, because she doesn't have that type of like sex appeal or like the total attractiveness. But that's not saying anything against her. I think she is a terrific actress, and I think that she should be in more films. But in this film, she stars as Natalie. And the first time you meet Natalie, she's in a bar, and she has like a little cut on her lip, and she turns to Leonard and she says, You don't remember me, do you?
Natalie,
You don't remember me.
I'm sorry. I should have explained. I have this.
You did explain, Lenny.
Please call me Leonard. My wife called me Lenny.
Yeah, I know, you told me.
Well, then I probably told you how much I hated it.
Yeah.
You're immediately just asking, wait, who is this person? Did we meet her before? It's like, maybe we have to go back. Her character and that first line just always gets me. I'm like, oh my god, wait, hang on, did we know this person before? Because she's like, you don't remember me, do you? And you're just sitting there like the narrator is, just in complete disbelief. Even though there's not a lot of like incredible development on a character, it definitely goes into a lot more depth as the movie continues. And then last but not least, we have Joe Pantoliano, who is known for playing Cypher in The Matrix. Yeah, I bet Christopher Nolan really loves The Matrix because he pulled two actors that were very unknown from that movie. They're still really good. Joe Pantoliano, I don't know how to describe him. He's a really awesome character, but at the same time, he's just so crazy. I've always enjoyed the roles where he acts like he's an ass or where he's just crazy. I really like the way his character was in this movie because you think to yourself, you don't know if you can trust this guy at the very beginning of the film, and I'm sorry, but this is going to be a spoiler alert for the beginning of this movie, and it's only going to take about 45 seconds. I'll put a link so that you can click to a certain part where the spoiler's done. At the very beginning of the movie, the shot is backwards because it's in color, but it's actually shot in total reverse order, so everything that happens is being shot in reverse. You see Joe Pantoliano's character getting shot by Leonard, giving you the indication that, hey, this guy's bad. He's an enemy. We can't trust him. So throughout the entire movie, as they show you the color sequences back to back, you begin to be in awe because they look like they have this sort of connection. By the way, Joe Pantoliano's character in this movie is named Teddy, just to keep that in mind. But I'm not going to spoil you his real name because you really have to see the movie to understand that. The other interesting aspect, I believe, to Leonard's character, which I didn't mention, along with writing tattoos on his body, is the camera he uses. It's a Polaroid 690. And I actually looked online this summer to see if I can get one, and they're actually very expensive. But if I do get one, then I'm probably going to shoot a short film based off of Memento. It's like he's using this classic camera in a more contemporary age. It makes you try to understand his character more. It's like he's more of this retro person. He doesn't like talking on the phone. He likes talking to people. It kind of reminds you of someone from like the 50s or the 60s who's more used to talking to people. The way he acts is kind of like an old person, and that's not to be offensive in any way. You really have to imagine, or it's up to your imagination to find out what could happen within a particular shot or sequence. It's like it's not completely written or forced. Really, nothing in this movie is forced, in my opinion. I'll never forget the second time I saw this film, because the first time I did, it was in 2013, and I thought the movie was just okay. But that was when I was younger, and I probably wasn't paying as much attention. The second time I saw it was actually just a couple months ago, and I hadn't gone back to see it again, but when I rewatched the film, because I had it on Blu-ray, I was in heaven with just how incredible this film really was. It was brilliant. Everything about this film works. The writing is phenomenal. The acting is fantastic. And it just shows how incredible Christopher Nolan is as a visionary director. And it's definitely my favorite director working today. If you guys love movies, or if you guys even like movies, you need to check out Memento. It is one of the best films ever made, and in my opinion, one of the best flawless films ever made. I really can't find a single issue with the movie whatsoever. You always are asking questions. You're always just sitting on the edge of your seat waiting for the next chapter to happen. Guys, Memento, of course, gets an A+. Well, guys, that concludes my first review of my Christopher Nolan films review. I'm going to be reviewing Insomnia next. Hopefully, you guys will be getting that review within the next couple of days. Then I will review The Prestige, and then the Dark Knight trilogy, and then Inception, and then Interstellar. It's amazing. Some more of my favorite films of all time are going to be on this list. I love Christopher Nolan. And you guys out there, stay tuned.